Hi guys, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Doing great. Oh, Shailene, I love the that we match with our glasses. I think that's perfect.
Actually, three of us match with our glasses, but Lisa had to take hers off because there was a glare.
Great. We're all in the glasses bag. To start, Shailene, I wanted to ask, when you are playing a character who, a lot of her perception of this is both told through voiceover as well as like just doing these interviews with these women, how do you approach a character who is, for the most part, focusing all of her energy on other people?
I mean, to me, it's just like I'm like, oh, that's a real human sitting here just paying more attention to everyone else than she is herself, and being the caretaker and being the person who is able to hold infinite space for those around her, but somehow does not know how to hold space for herself. It felt very real, and something that I could relate to in a lot of ways, and exciting to me to be able to show that in a character and in a space like this.
Yeah, and Lisa, for you, how is it like logistically when you're working on a project that is like that, where it is a lot of kind of interviews and introspective moments and like these characters all kind of learning about each other? What is the challenge of making that as interesting as it is while we're watching it for the audience?
What is the challenge? I'm sorry, what's the challenge of?
Like, what is the challenge of making that it could just be like, here's an interview and then that's it, but instead it's like very intriguing for us to keep kind of going along with these women?
Well, I mean, I think, it really wasn't interviews at the end of the day, like I'm when people have said your reporting was so, it's like it was reporting, it was interviews, it was tons of, of note taking, tons of recorded, of voice recording and all of that. But it at the end of the day, it turned into just relationships and friendships with all of them, everybody that I spoke to. I don't know that I've ever like maintained. If I hate someone, then I'll never talk to them again. But I don't know that anyone that I've ever even remotely liked it stops being a subject and is just a human being. And so to tell the story of that on screen, we just told the truth of it, which is that, Gia was hanging out with these women. She was becoming friends with them. She was going to the market with them. She was babysitting their kids for them. And so we just told the truth.
And how was it kind of, building Gia like together to kind of make her someone who we would like I would tell her all my secrets by the end of the day. Like how was it kind of creating that and making that environment for, both the real story and also an audience getting to meet her in this way?
I mean, for me, I relate to Gia so in such a deep way because of the way that I chose to live my 20s. I lived out of a suitcase and I didn't have a home for 10 years. And I just kind of bounced from place to place to place. And I found my home in other people. I found my safe space in other people's stories. And to me, like that lifestyle, Gia's lifestyle, and like desire to go, oh, I want to smell and taste and feel your grocery store. I want to smell and taste and feel the blanket that's on your couch. I want to know what's inside your cabinets. Like there's kind of this Casper the ghost quality to her where she just wants to be able to sort of peek into someone else's life. And for G as a character, I saw it as, her searching for like, what is it that I want? Like, do I want my pantry to kind of look like that one day? Do I want that sort of grocery store? That's not something she speaks about really, but she's getting to know these women, I think, as much as she's getting to know these women for them and also for herself because she's searching for home. She's searching for what does love look like? What does safety look like? What does comfort look like? And so it's sort of this symbiotic relationship that isn't talked about much from Gia outwardly because Gia is the person that is holding the foundation and the landscape for these other women to feel safe. But it is a give and a take. And I think that there's something really, to me, really special about that because no relationship is ever one dimensional and ever one directional. And that's what Gia got out of these dynamics with these women was examples of how to live life. Because I think in a lot of ways, Gia questioned like, what is the right way to live life? How do I live life? How do I do this thing called life?
I would like to add on something to that because one of the things, one of the symbiotic properties of this, of the production and the show, for me has been meeting Shailene and, we have tons of similarities. And one of them is the fact that people want to tell her everything when you meet her but for me, it was also everything she said about Gia. I am still learning all these things, how to love, I'm curious, I'm scared, I'm all these things. I've learned so much from Shailene, from seeing her sort of like how she approached that character and also just our conversations, learning to how to love from someone who's showing how you are still learning how to is kind of a really beautiful life hack that I would wish for anyone.
Yeah. I can't wait for everyone to get to see this show. So thank you guys so much for talking with me. And yeah, thank you.
Thank you.